Hello YouTubers, RogueMonkeyJr here, and as you all may know, today there was an Apex Legends patch that launched, and it wasn't really a patch that, tweaked anything in the sense that there was any balance changes, but it was mostly a performance patch for Apex Legends, and they actually dropped a good amount of details last week on the patch, but I just want to go through the patch notes real quick. I didn't really have time to actually test out the improvements and fixes that they have implemented with this patch, but I'll hopefully make a follow-up video, especially for the hit registration, to see if that has drastically improved. So without further ado, let's get stuck right into this. Audio fixes and improvements. So one of the biggest issues they had to tackle was improving the audio performance to address reports of sounds dropping out, missing sounds for an extended duration, or distortion for a period of time. I experienced this quite a bit while trying to talk to teammates in the in-game VoIP, so hopefully that's been fixed. We have also addressed some of the other mix issues within the game, including increasing the volume of close proximity enemy footsteps and lowering the overall volume of the game from the character select screen to the end of the drop sequence. We will continue to monitor mix issues and address them as necessary. Below are the notes on improvements we've included in today's patch. So for the performance aspect, improved audio engine to be around 30% more CPU efficient, lessening the chance of distortion or dropouts. Lowered impact on data loading through code and content changes to improve potential dropout issues. As for quality of life, lowered the master volume of all sounds during the character select screen through the end of the drop sequence, lowered the volume of Wraith's ambient kunai knife sound for those who are sensitive to the sound. If it is still bothersome, we will remove it in a later patch. Doesn't bother me because I don't have that. Increased the volume of close proximity enemy footsteps for all legends. Increased the priority of enemy footsteps to ensure the sounds play even in heavy combat situations. That is very important. Slightly lowered the volume of Pathfinder footsteps sounds heard from the first person view. I've never really noticed they were too loud, but I digress. Fixed missing or quiet dry fire out of ammo trigger click sound, and low ammo the progressive change in sound that the gun makes as the magazine approaches empty. Sounds for the R301, Hemlock, Flatline, and RE45. Increased the volume of the music that plays when winning a match, and added more detailed audio to the training missions. As for bug fixes, fixed occlusion bug for the Havoc's wind down sound, fixed issue with the automatic weapon fire sounds occasionally getting stuck on, usually after a legend respawns, fixed bug with the RE45 missing tail sounds. So moving on to the next important part, hit detection fixes and improvements. So as they talked about last week in this patch, they pushed some fixes that should eliminate many causes of incorrect hit registration. This patch also includes some behind the scenes tracking of bullet damage logic. We expect there will still be some remaining hit registration problems, but with these fixes and diagnostic information, we are better equipped to track them down. So one potential cause of hit registration bugs can be simple internet connection problems. In order to determine how much of a factor this is in reality, we refine the functionality behind our network problem indicator icons in the upper right of the screen. These icons are now pickier about your connection quality and may show up more frequently than they did before. These icon changes will be useful in narrowing down the cause of any bugs that we continue to see, and please continue to share videos and report hit registration issues you still encounter after this patch. Fix for Lifeline Pick Me Up banner bug on PS4. So I really don't know what this is about, I apologize. The issue has been resolved and we will be re-enabling the banner after the patch is live. PC only crashes specific to Intel CPUs. So obviously crashing with Apex Legends has been a problem since launch, albeit it has improved vastly, but a lot of people were still experiencing crashes, and they said that they found that Intel CPUs sometimes were not executing the instructions properly in one particular function. So they notified Intel of the problem, and in the meantime they pushed a workaround for that specific function until the problem is resolved. And additional bug fixes, fixed issue with the Fortify passive ability for Gibraltar and Caustic, where they would take damage through shields. So that is excellent if you love playing those legends, and fixed the bug that allowed players to stick objects to Gibraltar's gun shield. So they said, admittedly, it's been fun to see the results of this, but the behavior is not intended by design and could get out of control. Items will no longer stick to Gibraltar's gun shield, however, it will now deflect arc stars. So that is something that to keep in mind when you're playing Apex Legends, is that you can now deflect arc stars with Gibraltar's gun shield. So that pretty much wraps it up for these patch notes. As I said, no real balance changes or anything of the sorts, mostly performance. So I will definitely be getting in to see if these problems have actually disappeared or improved, especially hit registration, which I feel was probably the worst one. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, thank you very much for watching, I really appreciate it, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good one.